hope you're all well. So this week has been very, very interesting, as you all know. One of our biggest trading weeks of the year so far, 1,400 pips being achieved. But I'm just going to break down the Dow Jones quickly, and we're going to have a quick look at what has actually happened and what happened. So let's start off with the weekly time frame. So of course we saw the sell-off at the start of the year, the catalyst being obviously the coronavirus situation. So we did see the sell-off. Now, as a trader, investor, obviously in our minds, the more seasoned traders are just seeing the corona as a catalyst. We are expecting the market to sell off anyway this year. So we did catch some of this move to the downside. Now, once we get around this level here, we have to be very, very skeptical. And the reason being is because, of course, the market does need to pull back. And of course, we saw the pullback to this broken support level, which is now obviously a resistance. And obviously, this pin bar was a key, interest level. Are we going to see a sell-off at this level, or are we going to see the continuation to the downside? Of course, price did close above, so you want to be looking for a further retracement. Where would that retracement be? Again, to the next resistance level. So it's just on and on, break, retest, up, break, retest, up. Now, a lot of the trades that we've been focusing on have been on Germany 30. So for example, this week alone, we saw over 7% move on the Dow Jones and a 10% move on Germany 30. We caught nearly 7 to 8% of that move. The Friday was actually really big moves, which, to be honest, we didn't expect. We expected a pullback as it was the end of the week. And NFP data actually came out very bad, but yet the market continued to rally. Nasdaq reaching all-time highs, and I believe we're still going to see all-time highs on other indices across the board. Now, we're currently at an interesting level now, because I always say the trend is your friend until it ends. So obviously we caught the move, a great, over 7 to 8% return. Well, hey, but guess what's happening now? Investors and traders are now becoming overconfident. We're going to see a lot of investors in particular now pouring money into the market, thinking, okay, coronavirus is over, the global workforce is now getting back to work. What's going to happen next? So this is where we're at now. We're in dangerous waters. Simply, it's an incredible quote that Warren Buffett said. He said, "When others are fearful, be greedy, and when others are greedy, be fearful." We're now in greedy territory. Again, we've reached a key resistance level. We probably will see a little pullback, I believe, at this level on the Monday, possibly. But again, I believe we're still going to see all-time highs. Let's go on a daily time frame. I still think, even though we could possibly see a pullback on Sunday, Monday, I believe we're going to hit all-time highs. Let's have a look. I think we're definitely going to hit all-time highs. That's another 2,000 plus pips. Another 10 to 20%, 10 to 12% move. But again, we will potentially look to take advantage of some of those long positions, but we're going to be very, very paranoid when we are trading. And to be honest with you, we will not be looking to hold any trades overnight once we get into this level. Again, we could then see the bear trend kick in, as I said, towards the end of June, July, around that period, even August. But again, because of what's happening, I still kind of believe we could actually see a bull trend for the rest of the year, right? Which would be crazy, right? We see a lot of investors, traders pouring their money in. We see a bull trend for the rest of the year. And then 2021, January, we see an absolute crash of the market completely. Our job is not really to, let's just put on a buy position, hope for the best, or let's put on a sell position, hope for the best. We have to make sure our entries are on point. So once we do get to this all-time high level, of course we're going to put on a sell position, because the risk to reward is absolutely incredible. If our highs do get taken out over, I would say our stop loss is hit, and we see a break of this high, we see a pullback, new resistance level in play, and then we start to see a steady, bullish rally to the upside. Again, we will be extra cautious, but at the same time, we can't keep selling if the market is not giving us those selling opportunities, right? So for example, the sellers that are selling around this level have been absolutely wiped out, right? Will there be a crash at the end of the day? Probably there will be, but you have to have skin in the game to take advantage of it, right? You can't just expect the market to crash because of the fundamental data that's at play. We're seeing that we had poor NFP, but the market's still going up. What does that tell you? And I think the way the market works is basically it's based a lot on how investors and traders feel. I think it's like they say buy the rumor, sell the fact. I feel like until we get that clear opportunity for a swing trade sell setup, that's what we'll be looking for. But we're not going to force any opportunities, right? So we're not just going to put on a sell here and put a stop loss above here, hoping for the best, because at the end of the day, we probably will see all-time highs. So guys, this is the best time to be in a market, but you have to be extra cautious. You have to be more diligent, and you have to be looking, to take your money and run. But the big short is definitely coming. We'll be looking to do it around this level here, and hopefully we could see that bear trend kick in. If not, we'll see a bull trend for the rest of the year potentially, and in 2021 we see the crash, or in December, October, around that period we could see the sell-off. But either way, we are prepared, right? We caught the sell to the downside, and we caught massive moves to the upside, over 900 plus pips on Germany 30 alone this week. So for us, we're great. We're not worried at all. But it's you that has to have you have to have more eyes on the market. So join us. We'll be happy to have you on board and just crush the rest of the year. This is going to be one of the biggest years of the decades. I feel like you have to solidify yourself in this particular market and take advantage of the trends and massive opportunities that are coming. So I'll speak to you all soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, let's crush it, guys. Send me a message.